Today is Panic Awareness Day. Up to 11% of people have a panic attack every year. A new study found that half of young adults and almost 40% of adults under 50 have had anxiety symptoms in 2023. Joining us to talk a little bit more about this study is our wellness expert, Dr. Heather Hans. Dr. Hans, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.
Appreciate
Happy
it.
Monday.
It's always interesting to me that so many people don't really understand what a panic attack is. So when they're experiencing one, they're not even sure that they're having that.
Yes, they can be very scary, terrifying actually, and you can feel like you're having a heart attack or dying or being smothered. But yeah, I wanted to bring awareness to people about what they are.
Yeah.
It comes as a sudden fear, and usually you have strong physical sensations with it, and it can be triggered by a memory, a thought, a circumstance, a smell or sound, or it can just come out of the blue, seemingly out of nowhere. And usually people have a racing or pounding heart with it. Sometimes you get trembling, nausea,
Tightness
chills,
in the chest.
tightness in the chest. And they usually peak in about 10 minutes. They can come on their own, or they can be with as a part of an mood, anxiety, or trauma disorder, or with substance use, or as a medical condition. So people should always check with their doctor if they have it. And as you're going through it, the most important thing is to focus on your 5 senses, do breathing exercises, and there's a lot that people can do just in their everyday life to make the brain more resistant to panic attacks.
As somebody who has had severe panic attacks, it breaks my heart thinking about how many people out there are also suffering from the same thing. You're right, though, there is help. There are things you can do to manage the panic attacks. Can you help us out with that?
Absolutely. So first thing is the breathing and meditation, because that reduces anxiety triggers. And fMRI images have found changes in the brain from doing simple diaphragmatic breathing, where your belly, your abdomen expands when you breathe, not your chest. And what that does is it causes your lungs to push down on your abdomen, which pushes out your back. That puts pressure on your vagus nerve that goes all the way up to your head and activates the relaxation system.
Wow,
so that's how that works.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then also I recommend either CBT, which stands for Cognitive Behavioral Therapy.
It's helped me a lot.
Excellent. And also exposure therapy. So CBT helps people change their reactions to the panic before or during a panic attack, because we know that fear about the fear makes it worse.
Yes.
And then the other thing is exposure therapy, where you face your fears by exposing yourself to what you fear the most, and that tells your brain it's not a threat like it thought it was when you do it repeatedly. And then the last thing I recommend is just a healthy lifestyle, because we know that sleep deprivation and poor diet increase anxiety,
yes,
as does alcohol, caffeine,
yes,
smoking, and researchers found that anxiety changes in the brain, it decreases in the brain after just 20 minutes of exercise. And so those things, plus, again, focusing on your 5 senses, that's mindfulness, and just allowing yourself to withstand anxiety actually can create permanent change to reduce it.
People don't realize dieting is so much more than just your physical health. It really makes up a lot more of it. So I hope that, based off of what you're saying, people are starting to recognize this a little bit more and can get the help that they need.
Absolutely. Food's the best medicine.
I agree with you on that one. Well, Dr. Hans, thanks for being with us.
My pleasure.